Hello everyone, DarkChiron here with a top 10 games according to Griff's rules. Now his rules are that there's going to be one game per console and one game per franchise, so it really kind of narrows it down. I'm also going to put a couple of rules myself, such as I must own the game currently, except for one choice, but that's out of necessity. Also, I have to not pick a collection game, because then I could do something sneaky, like pick Super Mario All-Stars, the Mega Man Collection, the Mega Man X Collection, or the Orange Box. There are way too many good games in a collection set to pick a collection set, because then it's not fair to the other games that are just having this down on their own merits. Also, I'm not going to pick games that are remade for other consoles later, or else I could do something sneaky like pick Final Fantasy IV on the DS, or the Resident Evil remake on the Gamecube. Alright, with those ground rules put in, I'm going to start off with my Genesis choice. I own nothing of my Genesis anymore, no games, the console's gone, it's all gone. So I'm just going to go ahead and say Rocket Knight Adventures. It's a very good side-scrolling platformer, I guess, game. And if you haven't seen it, you should go check it out. The Happy Video Game Nerd did a great review on it, and he kind of highlighted why the game is really great. So go watch that if you want to know more about it. Alright, first up, I'm going to try and go chronologically, I think. I don't know, maybe. First up, NES games. Now, there are quite a few good NES games that I own, such as, if you can see this, Metal Storm, awesome game. DuckTales, good game. Great, one of the best soundtracks for the NES, of course. Let's see here. Mega Man 2, awesome game. My favorite of the Mega Man series. I own almost all of them originally too, but anyway. Link, which one is this? The Adventure of Link is Zelda 2, which a lot of people don't like. I like it a lot. The original Zelda, of course. But the one I actually picked, I'm trying to pick ones that are more not so well known, more obvious choices. That's kind of boring. Anyone could have picked Zelda. But I'm going to go with one I don't think that many people know, which is Master Blaster. This is a side-scrolling shooter adventure game where you control a tank called Sophia, I believe, on the hunt to save your frog. Yeah, the story is as stupid as it sounds, but it's a great game. And it has a top-down kind of walking around shooting part with your guy, and a side-scrolling shooter part for the tank. Alright, the console that's going to be the hardest for me now is the Super Nintendo. That was the console I really played a lot when I was growing up. It's the one I remember the most, the one that really pulled me into gaming after the NES, and the one that I have the most games that I like on. I could make a top 10 favorite list just off games I have on the Super Nintendo. But I had to narrow it down somehow, so I decided to go with ones that I don't think a lot of people would pick. See, I'm not going to go with Final Fantasy III, or Super Metroid, or Final Fantasy II, or Turtles in Time, Mega Man X, Link to the Past, Chrono Trigger, or Harvest Moon, or Secret of Mana. See, I told you I could make a top 10 list almost off of that, just by itself. No, the game I'm going to go with is, well, I think a lot of people would pick it, but not as many of us would pick these other games. Super Mario RPG. It's a very good game. When I first saw it coming out, I didn't think it would be that great, honestly. Well, it's a Mario game, I'll go buy it. But I didn't think it would be a great RPG, and it is a really good RPG. It has nice timing elements to it. The story is really good, even if it's goofy as hell. And it was just all around good to see all the some new characters in Mario that were okay, at least. Alright, for Nintendo 64, I don't have quite as many games, but I'm not going to go with the incredibly obvious choice of Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time Gold Shiny Collector's Edition box. No, the one I'm going to go for is Ogre Battle 64. I unfortunately don't still own it on the Super Nintendo, but on the 64, I really like this game. It's a nice strategic army, kind of capture bases, beat the enemy commander kind of game. Has a nice plot, has a nice good and evil kind of thing going on with it, and the choices and alignment. It has a bunch of things like your horoscope matches and your element matches up with people in your party, and if people in your party clash with you, you'll do poorly. But if they match well together, then you'll do really well. It's really hard to explain in the short amount of time I'm going to have, but it's a really complicated and really good game. Even if the tactic I like to employ, for some reason, nets you the evil ending every single time. I don't know. All right, PlayStation 1. A few games that I really liked but didn't make the cut. For me at least. Xenogears. It's a great game, even if it kind of drags on a little bit towards the middle portion there. And also a game I don't think a lot of people like that much, but I really enjoyed, Monster Rancher. I liked 1 and 2, but 2 I liked a lot more. It was really weird. It was fun putting this game. What happened is it would read data off of CDs and generate monsters based off of the data. And it was really funny trying to see what discs would turn into what monsters. And unfortunately for me, all the really good monsters came off of discs I did not own and would never ever own. It was really weird, obscure discs that I didn't know where the hell you'd even get them. But this was a good series. I liked it. But no, the choice I went with, because I have to have at least one of these on this list somewhere, I went ahead and went with Final Fantasy IX. Mainly because I liked 7 a lot. I did not like 8 at all. But I got kind of sick from both of them of having the technological feel to my Final Fantasy games. They're supposed to be fantasy games. All the guns and helicopters and spaceships and crap. Non-magic driven spaceships. The one in Final Fantasy IV was magically driven. The blue whale. But it was nice to see them return to this kind of style. Even if the battle system wasn't the greatest of all the Final Fantasies, it was nice to see them return to this setting and style, feel, and they actually start having characters I liked again, which was great.